As we said going into the break, May is Veterans Appreciation Month. Support for the women and men wearing our country's uniform runs deep with support. On June 1st, a Veterans Resource Fair will be at the Tacoma Dome with vendors, information, and ideas veterans can use to help their future. With me today is Sean Durnan, President, Nine Line Veteran Services and coordinator of the event, to fill us in on what veterans can expect at the fair. Hi, Sean.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for coming today.
This is amazing. Thank you for having me.
You bet. So for those who may not be aware, can you provide us a little background or history of the Veterans Resource Fair?
Yeah, so to start, we started out in 2012, actually at Green River College. Very small event, very targeted event. And over the years, the Tacoma Dome and the City of Tacoma have been kind enough to host us. So that first year, we had maybe 50, 100 people show up. The last couple of years, a little over 3,500. Yeah, so it organically evolved over all these years, but when you look at it for what it is, we're serving everyone, right? So not just when people think, oh, it's another resource fair. No, these are veterans helping veterans. These are family members helping family members. So when we talk about the resource fair and its history, we talk about that labor of love. Because the people who are coming to the table, yes, they're providers, yes, they're service members, yes, they're business owners, but it's really about providing that targeted services to people who can relate, that peer-to-peer relationship.
Yeah.
So it's been an amazing history. So this
Awesome.
marks 11 years.
Oh, man. So what do you all have in store for activities this year at the Resource Fair?
Oh, so many things. Could not be happier about it. For our more highly vulnerable populations, we are looking at showers, we're looking at mobile showers, we're looking at food, haircuts, gear, support services, resources. We have everyone from the federal level, the state level, the local county level, and even the city. I mean, selfish plug, love Grit City. But just a little bit of everything. So if you're a veteran, if you're a family member, if you're a service member, National Guard, Reserve, we want you to come down because this is that one time a year where everyone's going to be right where you can talk to them. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have those 10 different phone calls and go to those 10 different places. Yeah. And so when we talk about the resources, we're talking about direct housing, we're talking about medical services. Last year we did actual shots, flu shots, COVID-19 vaccines, and we'll be doing that again this year. Awesome. So everything from medical to support services to case management to employment. We partnered with ESD this year. Oh, so Gary Lott and Nino Gray have been super amazing at the Employment Security Department, really connecting us with the employers. Nice. So the goal is to have people be able to walk in, get a job that day, and go home.
Is there a fee to get into the
It's
event?
absolutely free. Anyone who is attending, it is free to them. Our goal is to always break down as many barriers as possible.
Yeah. Do participants need to provide some type of military status documentation or anything like that to get in?
Well, going back to low to no barrier, the goal is always to have those documents, to have an ID, but we're not going to stop anyone from attending. If you are there because you may be a spouse or you may be a dependent, how do we verify that, right? Mm-hmm. And so again, back to that low to no barrier, come, because we want you to have access to the resources you deserve.
So what happens after the fair? If there's people that are looking for information, do you all host other events during the year?
We host a lot of different events. We actually have our company local here in Tacoma as well, where we do the follow-up. So upon coming into the event, you have this window of time where you're doing the intake. And everything in that intake identifies who you are, what you're there for, what you may want access to. Mm-hmm. And so not only does that serve as a pivot point to be able to contact them following the event, so we painfully for 2 or 3 months go through and reach out to each individual. Wow. And ask, what can we do? Did you have all your answers or questions answered? And then we move forward. Yeah. If that's not the case, then we do the targeted follow-up. Not only that, but we furnish a very detailed report from that demographic information, from those outcomes, those data-driven outcomes, and we furnish that to all of our community partners. Again, whether that's the city, the county, the state, that way we can show that tangible outcome, which has been our saving grace as we continue to serve that larger military population. It kind of sets the tone for how veterans, how family members, how their dependents, or, in similar cases to mine, when you're transitioning out of the service, how to access those services.
Yes. which is really so helpful.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we're just so excited that you could join us today, Sean, and special thanks to you and your team who are putting a lot of passion. It's clear to me watching you speak about it. It's just such a wonderful thing to be able to give back to our veterans who do so much for us. So we hope that you'll come back soon and share maybe after this event report down the road. We'd love to hear from you, and just thanks again.
Thank you for having us.